we're gonna
Sorry.
pull for
We're
that one
in.
too.
N-
We're
Not
in.
wife
We're
Amy.
in, my son.
Amy. Not wife Amy. You should do the opening this time just to change it up.
Greetings and salutations.
Yeah, there you go.
You
No.
sound
We
just
should
like a
also
Steve's.
no.
Because he sounds
We
like
have a
Kermit the
typical-
Frog. Greetings.
Greetings and salutations.
So happy I showed up tonight.
Yes, you are.
I am
You are so
too.
happy.
No, not really.
I feel like,
Oh.
in the early days, as Steve's was like, he's like, I'm Tony Wayne or I'm Bruce Stark, whatever it is. I'm Batman, Iron Man. And if there was a world where I would be his like ward, I'd be like a Jokery, like
You're Harley.
like Joker Todd.
You're Harley, Todd.
Why is he
Joker
Harley?
Todd.
Because he's always talking back.
So?
Running his mouth like Harley did.
Yeah, Mister.
Harley from Iron Man 3, the kid.
Oh, Kid Harley.
That Harley, yes.
See?
Wow.
Oh, I thought you meant like Harley Quinn. And
Not Quinn, not
I'll
Quinn.
call you
no,
like,
no.
hey, Mr. E, aka Miss Marie, aka.
I meant little Harley. Like, you okay? You have an anxiety attack? What's wrong? It's about New York. It's about the wormhole.
Hello everyone. T-Dog, Johnny Horror, and the other lurkers that are there. These are the Capeless Crusaders.
Oh, us. Hey.
Yeah. This is a little pre-show before we get started, since we are, changing it up a little bit in the Nerd On world, and with our sister, brother, partner, father, mother show. We keep talking about the relationships in the show, and we're doing all the shows as streams, and so these lovely, sexy, handsome, buff, strong nerds are going to be talking about some comic book stuff, maybe some outside comic book stuff. It'll be kind of like our Monday updates, but just more with these different hosts. Who, if you ever thought I was like the DC boy, it's because I am a boy. And these hosts here have much more knowledge about the comic book world than I do. Do you guys? I mean, you guys will introduce yourselves when we start the show.
Mm-hmm.
Of course.
So
I
100%.
can't see chat, but yes.
Yes.
Yes, we will.
Right now we have people, and for everyone in the chat, you guys are pretty familiar with me, but I want to make sure that y'all getting to know them. So in this show, typically I will be typically a co-host, but I'll be not talking too much. I want to be able to field questions in the chat and bring that up. So if you guys had any questions about things at like Cinemacon, what comic book films that they're excited about, why they should be excited about something else, Moon Knight, whatever it is, these are the people to ask. Maybe even if you like webtoons, or if you like some comic books that aren't like with superheroes, like Saga, or East of West, things like that.
East of West.
Or if you're looking for like some things that are like, if you're more of the horror fan, you got some hack and slash. These are the guys.
Nice House on the Lake. Last Ronin. We could talk it.
Did it come out already? Did the Picard episode already come out?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes, it
there
did.
Yeah.
There's
lots of Picard. Yeah.
And that's the cool thing about comic books, is that you can have like some Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, some Star Trek, some Buffy, things that you don't realize would be comic books. These are the places.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, who's opening?
It's Steve's.
I think it's me, yeah.
Okay. So whenever you guys are ready, then you guys can just run the show. But do you guys are you guys going to explain how the show goes now, or during the show?
Well, everyone tuning in for the past 8 years, the usual format of our show has been where we introduce ourselves. We then go around the table or around the horn, where we go over the comic books that we've been reading for the past week. And we go into news, where we talk about the recent comic book related news, or sometimes just, basic pop culture news that's worthy of our attention. And then we go into some sort of main topic. Now with this, we're going to make the news segments our main topic, because kind of a big thing happened over the weekend. And we're going to talk about some of the things that were revealed at said event. So that's how tonight's show is going to go. It's going to be live, and you guys will be watching and asking questions or making comments along the way.
Yeah. Sure. And when I can, like, hey, can I interject? I got a question from the chat, and then you guys can make a topic out of it. So, everyone, please chime in. So, yeah, I guess we're ready.
Are we?
Yeah. Let me know when you want me to hit the buttons, and I'll go.
You mean you want us to ask you to pull the lever, Kronk?
Oh, I'll just press the button, and I'll say and I'll point at his Steve's. I'll do this. Can you see this?
Mm-hmm.
I see that. Yeah, I see you do that.
I'll do
Tipping
this.
The screen.
Hey, Josh just dropped 500 bits. Joyous a new occasion. Welcome, Capeless Crusaders.
The bits, we do it for the bits.
Yeah.
Oh wait, who's not seen Steven Universe in this herd? Everybody except me.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I did Over the Garden Wall.
I'm so proud.
I haven't seen bits. We haven't seen bits in like what, 3 years? Is that the last? I don't know.
We're gonna see more soon. Everyone drop the bits. All these bits still help out the Crusaders.
Drop them bits.
And nerd on everyone. It helps. Drop all the bits.
Drop
all
your
the
bits.
You yes.
Drop your bits.
All right. So I'm gonna hit the intro button and then I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do the pointy point. Okay?
Do the pointy. Do that.
I'm just
do
his
okay.
finger of point.
Ready? All right. And we're gonna go in, everyone.
Greetings and salutations, and welcome once again to the Capeless Crusaders live on Twitch.
Once again.
At the time.
Yes, we're back on Twitch.
Yes.
We're back live on Twitch, not in your podcast app. No, we are on Twitch as we speak. Someplace we were many, many years ago. We're back on it now. We're back in the house. We're back in the place. And I'm running out of words that I'm back in, but we're back in Twitch. So there you have it. We are the Capeless Crusaders, your number one, allegedly, comic book-based podcast for all things comic book related. I am one of your three co-hosts, the Azorian one, Anthony Steves, and I am joined by three other individuals. Two are co-hosts. The other, you might know who he is. And he'll be hanging out there at the bottom. Let's first start off with the man wearing the logo of the shirt. Amazonian. Oh, it's all three. My bad.
Trinity.
All three of the Trinity. I only saw Wonder Woman at first. All three. Who is it?
Who's it's Batman,
you?
Wonder Woman.
Who are you?
Right.
We're a little rusty on Twitch. Sorry.
No, anyway. This is the son of Mander, and I am here enjoying an old-fashioned because we're going back to the way we used to do things.
There he is.
It's not really old-fashioned, but, here's to everybody in the chat and the Capeless Crusaders. Anyway, tossing it over to the lady in Roseville. I think you still live in Roseville, right? No? I'm out of touch.
The old-fashioned's kicking in.
Apparently, much like that.
This is my fourth one in the last hour,
fourth?
so here we go.
Yes.
No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
Oh, golly, sweet golly.
We're off to a great start.
Yes. Hello, new people to the Twitch universe. Once again, much like the second film, we're changing Jennifer's, but it's still me. It's still Jennifer. Back to the Future jokes. I can't handle it.
Nice.
Amy, Amelia, IJ, New Robot on everything, as Tom has always coined. Yeah. And what?
Since you mentioned his name, you all see him in the corner, the member of Nerd On, the podcast,
you know him.
Arden original in the Capeless Crusaders family. That is Tom joining us tonight. Tom, say hi to everybody.
Hello, and I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna be that guy. Actually, as our wonderful, I think the beacon of Amazon knowledge, Amy has mentioned, it is not an Amazonian symbol. It would be the symbol of the Amazons.
Good call.
Correct.
Because I remember I said that one time, and then she corrected me, and then I was oh, my bad. No, it was good.
Of the Amazon.
The more you know, right?
Yeah.
The more you know. I miss this. I'm so glad I'm back.
Truly, madly, deeply. Yes.
Oh, it's a good song.
Yeah, I know it is, right?
So we are here back live on Twitch. We're going to still follow our same format. If you listen to our podcast, what we're doing is we're going to introduce ourselves as we just did, then go around the horn with the comic books we've been reading, and then get into our news, which will be our main segment tonight, going over some news topics in Cinemacon. There were many things, many exciting elements dropped at Cinemacon, and we're going to cover at least four of them. Four main ones that affect this podcast itself. If we go into more, we can, but we're going to cover those 4 first and go from there. So that's what we're doing tonight. And of course, this episode is brought to you by the Nerd On Nation, powered by Patreon.
Patreon.
Nice. The Nerd On Nation allows us to keep the lights on and up our quality. As a member of the Nerd On Nation, for as little as $1 to $5, you hear that? $1 to $5 a month. You get early access to episodes, a Discord community that is always on fire over at nerdon.tv/Discord, bonus episodes, and so much more. You can check all that out on nerdon.tv/Patreon.
Patreon.
Way to go.
Oh, gosh.
And of course, for anything related to the Capeless Crusaders and Nerd On, you can head on over to thecapelesscrusaders.com or nerdon.tv/the Capeless Crusaders, your hubs for all things Crusaders. From there, you can find all our content as well as the rest of the Nerd On podcast family.
Yeah.
Can I add?
Yes, you may, Tom.
Like a pro.
We also have a current promotion with Embody Audio.
Tell them.
Embody Audio. As you know, if you are familiar with the podcast, you know Embody Audio, and you know that Josh has garnered this relationship. And if you don't know what this is, imagine just getting your gaming experience and making it better, where you get just great sound and also a better experience with just so much like 3D listening for any of your headphone devices. You could just use even just regular plug-in earbuds or earpods, just wireless ones. It's really cool. If you forget to use our affiliate link that's on our website, if you just go to Embody Audio's website and just use the promo code NERDON, you're going to get 10% off. Of that. So that's pretty cool. We're moving up in the world, and we've done some episodes with Embody Audio, and you should check them out. Embody Audio, and just nerd on the website. You go to the support links, you'll find it, and just and do that for yourself, and it'll help us out. That's all I got.
Let me just say, if we get Megan Thee Stallion to do that ad for us, I am in. Okay. Anyway,
will she make money or will we make money?
I don't care. I don't care. As long as she's with us, I'm good.
Yes.
Anyway. Yes. So now, moving on to one of our favorite segments that I don't think will have a sound effect because we're live now. So
you never know. That's
okay. We can do it. We can do it ourselves. And that favorite segment of ours is Round the Horn. I've listened to the episodes.
I've listened to the episodes, but I just keep hearing the generally in my head for so many years.
Yeah. Because it was for how many years?
I know. Trying to get
so many years.
Anyway. So Round the Horn is, of course, where we go around our digital tables and talk about the comic books we've been reading for the past week. Now, as I move my intro card out of the way because I no longer need that anymore.
I saw Tom's reading. Yes.
Tom's reading.
Oh, we sold up.
Look at all your readings. Keep going.
Okay.
Where's the other one? Bring it. Give to me.
Oh, you read.
Give to me.
Give to me.
I have no other books near me.
You just keep books near you so you could flash them just in case.
Just flash them up. I'm gonna go first, selfishly, because I read something.
Ooh.
Yeah, I read a few things.
So proud of you.
I went to the old DC vault, went back about nearly 40 years, and I've read the first 4 issues. I'm currently in the middle of issue 4 of the first ever Booster Gold.
Oh, dang.
Oh.
You going way back. Daddy's
doing research. Anyway.
This came out about the time you were born then, right?
I was 3 years old. Shut up. Daddy's doing research, so I went back to read about the guy that everyone says that Tom was the first to compare me to. Got my cheesy ass smile.
It makes sense.
He's the greatest superhero you've never heard of.
Exactly. I was like, Booster what? I don't know what that is.
A cover. Your face, the face you literally made right now is a cover.
That is, that's him.
Give me a wig. Give me a wig. That's all.
You don't even need a wig.
Dude, Star-Lord's not blonde anymore.
It's true. They're making my own. went and read Booster Gold,
Mhm.
and I've been pleasantly surprised so far because so he's literally introduced to us all in this series without knowing where the hell he's from. He's just appeared in Metropolis one day while Superman is missing on mission somewhere else. No one in Metropolis knows where Superman is, but Booster Gold shows up and just starts being a hero and has a PR people, making him popular, getting him in the newspapers, making sure he's being seen as a hero, and it goes right into these two villains who cause some problems for him. And it took me by surprise that I'm already in the middle of issue 4, and we still have not learned about Booster's past. And it features just certain characters wondering where he came from. Do we even know where he's from? And it hasn't got there yet. So I'm intrigued by the slow burn of this. Now I've looked up Booster's background. I've looked up where he's from and how and all that, but I was surprised the comic does not. This is the very first comic anyway. Does not go into that at first. It makes you earn it. So it was very it's very exciting. Um, those who've listened or talked, I've been always thinking of trying to make my own Booster Gold story, and I literally already have a beginning and end in my head already for my Booster Gold story, whether it's movie or limited series. So now I wanted to go back. I was gonna read the one that came out with the New 52,
Mm-hmm.
that Booster Gold, but I felt,
yeah,
let's go back to the beginning. Let's go back to where it started.
Go to Mother's
Then
Milk.
I'll go to go to Mother's Milk. Then I'll go to the 52 one and see where my story would go in there. But he's fighting Blackguard and Mind Dancer. There is a vigilante named Thorn who gets involved to help him. Skeeter, the little machine, little robot that's with him that I had no idea about until I read this comic. So yeah, it's been very. I'm here for the ride. I'm here to find out how we get to Booster's past. So yeah, the 1985 very first initial series, written and drawn by Dan Jurgens.
Dan Jurgens.
Dan Jurgens. So the sole creator of Booster Gold. I went to the beginning, and I'm enjoying it right now.
The Curious Case of Booster Buttons.
Yes, that's what it is. So that's what I read.
I don't know who wants to go next. Mandy, do you want to go next? Did you read?
No, you go, Amy. I did, but you go.
Oh, I appreciate it. We got to get you less scotch. Okay, so
I got to get it all done before I talk.
I read the books; they were great.
Great. So of course, if you have been listening to me or you haven't, I have been forever and for always on a very specific webtoon train. Of course, now it is in hardback. I had the honor and nay, just not the opportunity, the honor and the opportunity to go on to Nerd On and talk about frickin' Laura Olympus. Yes. So, they have been on because Rachel Smythe has been on hiatus. She had a kick ass cliffhanger for season 2. They came back on the 23rd. And of course, because I'm a glutton for punishment and I want to support all of my comic creators in whatever way, shape, or form, I give them that monies. And I fast passed all of the current available episodes. They're basically like issues. But yeah, it was amazing. It's brilliant. If you've been following Lore Olympus, yes. Oh my gosh, yes. If not, it's available at your local comic book store or any large realtor.
Yeah.
Realtor? Is it real? Retailer, not realtor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Brick and mortar stores.
Where you get your property from. Yeah.
Brick and mortar stores. Now, if you're feeling, hey, I don't want to get out of my PJs, I'm staying in my quarantine mode, you can totally download webtoons. You can little tippity type Lore Olympus into the search bar, and you are still able to read episodes essentially 1 through 200 or whatever we're currently at. And then once you get hooked, you might want to drop some of them coins and support the creative team from them. Of course, Rachel is becoming an international star. This comic has been so brilliant, so beautiful. It's just all the good nummy feels, all the great takes on mythology. I love it. 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 It's not becoming my new Saga Ding, but it's getting pretty dang close to becoming my new Saga Ding. All right. So I got that because digital. If I'm talking hard copy paper, so I read some. I don't know if it's called NC's Mature. There you go. It's on the top.
Ooh.
It's on the
Okay.
top shelf at Ben's Crazy Uncle Ben's,
I'm
1120
listening.
Fulton Avenue.
Sweet K.
Empire's Comics Vault. I went and picked up my savers, but on the top shelf are all the mature books, and
Okay.
I
Tell me.
was cleaning up my short box, and I may have been picking up a couple of things that were.
Okay.
I don't know if my child is watching this, so I'm trying to.
It's too late now. It's too late.
No, it's not. No,
you
it's
gotta
not.
say it. You gotta say it.
Stefan Sejic, Linda
Yeah.
Sejic.
Yeah.
Y'all, if you Google them,
Yeah.
you'll know.
Steve's doing that right now.
Follow him on Twitter.
Follow both of them. Mm-hmm. Follow both of them, or just him?
Y'all told me about them, so I followed.
Yeah, I did. But Tom's like, hold up. Hey, let me check this.
Some great art.
I'm producing. I'm doing producer work right now.
Producer.
So I read volume 1 of Swing, which is written
kind of swing?
by.
I had to.
So I had read that, but then also I was putting together and organizing my short box because I of course needed another one, and I broke out my issue 1 of Fatale. So Brubaker and Phillips, of course, if you have not heard us talking about the amazing noir feel that those two give to their books, definitely check them out. And then I had savored waiting on my, what was it? Is it 54, 55? It might be 57. Sorry, I have Saga, and I'm holding on to the last one because I'm kind of like waiting till they come out so that I can kind of binge read. But the last one that I left off on, Mandy, are you reading Saga?
I haven't started yet. I'm sorry. I'm letting you down.
Yeah.
Finish your drink.
I'm perfect in every other way. That's the one flaw that I have.
You're perfect in every other way. Did you just? Wow. Wow, that brag.
Good save though.
That was a really good save. So Saga, of course, had a nutso cliffhanger that was almost a month ago. I waited until the new one came out, and now I'm dragging my feet to wait for the next one to come out because the team at Saga, it's the same 3 people that have been making it since the very, very beginning. They have 106 issues. They already know where this is going, where it's going to end. They have their map, and I can't wait. So I'm having problems. Also, I'm reading a book, so.
What's the book?
Lots of
What's
things.
the book?
Book is The Midnight Library by Matt Haig, Haig, or Haig. Concept is that between this world and the next, there is a library. And so when you die, your kind of way station is the library. It's a really good concept. I also, because I love Erin Morgenstern. She wrote the Midnight Circus, and then her sophomore book came out, which was called The Starless Sea, and it's about storytelling and stories and how it moves through life. And there is like a super secret library and not library, and I'm rambling. This is problematic, guys.
Well,
Mandy,
just all those concepts, it got me in the feels. Like, oh, that's so nice.
Yeah, man.
Those are so nice.
Yeah, I like books. I got a problem. I got a problem. Do you know what? I have issues, but not as many as Mandy. How many do you have?
Like comic book issues.
Comic book jokes.
Oh yeah, comic book.
You took the long drink.
More issues than my wife cares to count. But, yeah. Anyway, so I've been this week. I haven't been able to read as much, but I just started the Detective Comics 1048. So I'm behind, but I intentionally put myself behind because Mariko Tamaki, I believe that's how you pronounce the name. Is that correct?
Probably.
She's currently writing. Yeah,
Mariko?
she's currently writing
Mariko
Detective
Tamaki?
Comics. Yes.
Mariko Tamaki
and
of X23 fame.
Yeah. She is writing Detective Comics and designed a 10-issue story arc called Shadow of the Bat. Batman is out of Gotham City, and so the rest of the Bat family has to step up. And Arkham Asylum is basically gone, and Arkham Tower has been built in the middle of the city.
Ooh.
And all of the Arkham inmates that are there have been put into the tower. And there's
That's smart.
Oh yeah, that's.
Genius.
I read that and I'm like, this is gonna go well. And so I just finished 1048, which is like barely getting into it. You kind of see um, Batwoman undercover getting into the tower by trying to get a job as one of the therapists, and interacting with Arkham inmates who are like completely docile and acting normal. So there's something fishy going on, and you don't really know what it is yet. And you know that it's going to be bad because they start like the first page, the first panel is like day 3, and you're like, okay, if you're counting days, you know at some point things are going to go off the rails. So I'm one issue into 10. I'm super excited about like when they were advertising. I'm like, ooh, this is one I want to be able to just like pack all of them together and not wait to read them. So I'm super far behind on it, but it looks great. Mariko's run on Detective Comics has been fantastic. So if you haven't been reading, get into it because she's doing phenomenal.
So
Also,
1048 is where you would start with
yes,
that.
1048 is where that starts. Yes, and I believe this is supposed to coincide with Batman World, where which is a trade you can buy. It's written by I think 12 different authors from 12 different countries, and it tells a story of Batman traveling around the world. They briefly like mention it in this book, like, is Batman around? No, he's still out of the country, and so I haven't read that, but there's a book for that one too. Um,
That sounds very familiar to like almost Batman Incorporated ish, right? Where like
yeah,
internationally, there's different Batman in different countries, but like just now what happens to Gotham? So
yeah, right, yeah. With him gone, what happens? Yeah, it's gonna get bad. We all know that it's Gotham. I've also been reading non superhero, but also in my wheelhouse, the Critical Role Origins of Vox Machina,
1 or 2?
Volume 3.
Volume 3?
Uh,
Ooh.
Volume 3. They just wrapped it up. I haven't finished the last issue, but it tells basically the stories of their before Critical Role was a podcast. In this one, they travel to another realm after one of the characters is frozen and fight an ice dragon. And that's all I'm going to say. It's a lot of fun, like the whole Vox Machina story and everything to do. Great storytelling, but always tons of fun and worth a number of laughs. So if you like good storytelling, pick it up. If you love D&D, pick it up. If you like Critical Role, pick it up. There's not a reason not to. So there you go.
is that a hand of a question or a hand of I do? Oh,
Him for
Oh yeah,
question.
yeah.
Him for question.
Sorry.
Have you I'm a critical role house. Critical role house. Have
Yeah.
you done the Bright Queen limited?
I'm yes. I have all of that. I also haven't. I'm on the last issue. That's the next one I got coming up. After I finish this Detective Comics story arc, I'm gonna get to that too.
what is Bright Queen?
So
Uh,
in what can may I?
go for it.
So Vox Machina is essentially the season 1 for the creative team at Critical Role. It's their first campaign. 5 years?
Yeah, something like that. I think it was like 4 years,
four
three
or
or four
five years.
years.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
it essentially they played through with their characters through multiple arcs. The comic books for the origins jump prior to they actually got onto the air, so it's a lot of their backstory expounding. The Bright Queen is a character, an NPC from the second season, which is where we meet an entirely new band of adventurers who end up being called the Mighty Nine. Nine as in no, and it's an entire running joke as well as
Hmm.
dice jokes and math jokes and everything. But so the
Yeah.
Bright Queen is an NPC from there, and you're exploring her history. And then simultaneously, they've been releasing every couple of months origin stories pertaining to the particular characters
Hmm.
in the group for the Mighty Nine. So you can kind of get yourself caught up. You can listen to their audios if you'd like to. And then now they've rolled into season 3. I think they're 20 something,
You had
almost
20
30.
episodes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they have a brand new team, a brand new, literally like a brand new team of adventurers. They just got named, and you're seeing all of the actors kind of stretch themselves in different ways and get comfortable in
Mhm.
different characters. And of course, since they're all voice actors, there's a lot of different accents, and it's amazing.
It's good. So yeah, and the Bright Queen book takes place after campaign 2.
Oh.
So, but it does have history of a little bit of before as well. So yeah,
Very
nice.
that's my thing.
Thomas,
what you been reading?
Me.
Besides flashing up, something's killing the children. I saw it. I seen it with my eyes.
I didn't see it.
But guess what? I haven't even touched it. This is like a repeat of last time where it's like, nah, I didn't even start. I'm so sorry. I've actually just been reading books. So the book I'm on now is the sequel of Jade City, which is a Fonda Lee book. And the book is called Jade War, and so it is the follow-up. And so for anyone who doesn't know, Jade City, Jaded War, is a story that is like a realistic magic fantasy. So imagine the best way I can say it, imagine Godfather with Mistborn. And Mistborn, if you don't know, it's a fantasy world where certain metals give people certain abilities. So some people are pushers, or they can channel, or they can sense. But in Jade City, or in the Greenbone saga, people have the ability to use jade, and then they can be stronger, faster. They can sense other people's abilities. They can channel energy into other things. They can but it's also like a drug, and it's all like under these two warring factions, the No Peak Clan and the Mountain Clan. If you guys had listened to the last Crusaders episode, which you could still listen to on Apple Podcasts and everywhere you catch podcasts, you hear me talk about it. And so this sequel just follows the aftermath of a lot of upset. I won't spoil it because there's some deaths. There's some like real like Eddard Stark level, like, whoa, they killed this person like this late in the book, and you're like, yes, they did. But the character development's great. Fonda Lee is an actual black belt, and so her writing of fight scenes is very deliberate, very good. And I'll tell you this right now, one thing, if you all want to get into the book, I'm doing the audiobook of it, and there are some intimate scenes, some adult scenes for the children who are potentially listening. It gets a little awkward. As an adult man, I'm at work and I'm just like, can people hear this? I'm so afraid. I'm so afraid that people are hearing like Gilbert Godfrey reading 50 Shades of Grey. Like that's what it's like. Oh my god. But yeah, that's all I'm going.
Tom's gonna look around. No one's even looking at him until one guy's like, yeah.
it's Sebastian Stan and Anthony Mackie just.
Yep.
You're kissing your girlfriend's niece.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Amy, calm down. We didn't know she was that until later in the movie. Okay.
My hands are up. I'm.
So, but yeah, that's all. That's what I've been doing. Is there a book? Yeah, I mean, I guess Something Is Killing the Children would be the book that I would start, because I always typically put the book that I'm like going to be reading right there.
Oh, you haven't read it yet?
No, haven't started. Josh was the one that I think suggested to me, and then I heard you talk about it, so I was like, okay, I'll be.
Yeah, we did an episode reading assignment on it. I'm like, oh no, did we spoil it for him, Steve? No. I hope we didn't. I really hope we didn't, because it's a really good book. I would recommend it. I do recommend it.
I'll check it. I like horror. Horror.
Don't listen to our horror trilogy from October. At least not that one, because that's one of them.
So that is one of them, yeah.
I'll listen to them during Halloween during October this year.
Well, okay, but we'll have a new horror theme this year too. So I mean,
I don't know, I'm just saying, they're what, like 2-hour-long episodes? I could do that in like 2 days. Easy.
Okay, perfect.
I'm just saying.
Maybe he just wants to collect them like I'm collecting Detective Comics, so he can just burn through them during the Halloween season and be satisfied the entire time.
Good save.
I see what you're doing there, Tom. I appreciate that.
All right. That concludes our Around the Horn segment, where we went over our reading. Hey, those of you watching, get some comics, read some. Let us know the comics you like. What's that, tickle your fancy, or
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 if you have questions for recommendations, there
yes,
is a heaps and heaps of peeps and peeps of us that might know
peeps and
something.
heaps and peeps and peeps.
I
Yeah.
mean, it was Easter.
Like the candy.
It was
Yes.
Easter.
Yeah.
But we might be able
Yeah.
to give you a little something, something.
What are you showing here? What is that?
It's darkness, but I was like trying to flip through. I was like, oh, there's too much. There's too sexy. Too sexy.
Too sexy.
And I'm like,
Too
can't put
sexy.
that. Can't
They
put
shouldn't
that.
be watching. The kids shouldn't be watching, Amy. They should not be watching.
Teenager. I have a teenager. We've established this.
I know.
I'm not saying what's happening. I'm just saying it's too sexy.
Too sexy.
Too
It's like,
Need,
it's like
need to have
you know,
room. Need to have some room for Jesus. You know what I mean?
it's like oh my god, what's his
we
name?
always have
Chris
room for
Kattan. When Chris Kattan was Antonio Banderas on SNL. Too sexy. Too sexy. Too sexy. Anyway, moving on, seguing into
So
the
handsome.
news. What?
We don't got a song for that
No.
because we are
No.
live. Da, 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 da. Screw it. We'll do it live.
Breaking news. So, Cinemacon happened
It's going.
it's still going on?
It's still going.
It's still going? Still going.
Good.
Well, a lot of stuff's already happened, and it's still going. News is being dropped.
Is-
Basically, it's the Comic-Con for
There's
all movies.
Cinemacon where all the Cinnabon people get together and they just eat.
Yes,
Okay,
and you
look,
know what they
so-
talk about the right way to eat your Cinnabon,
See,
and if you are
okay,
throwing
perfect,
away
yeah.
the middle, you're out.
Mhm. Yeah, Manderson,
No.
I see you're in a chair. I want you to get up off that chair and walk away. Okay?
Get up off that thing and shake till you feel
Yes.
better.
No. The computer. Yeah.
He got up
yeah,
off his
yeah,
thing.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I look at the chair right now. Thank you. Yes. You just stand there off camera
But
and
I
you
liked
think
his
about
dad
that comment.
joke.
No.
Yes. Yes, I like the dad joke.
Cinemacon is like Comic-Con for all film, for all movies in the studios, and what's coming out and what's on its way, and yada yada yada. Would something happen on our
Seinfeld.
screen there?
Seinfeld.
Yes.
Seinfeld.
Blah blah blah. Yada yada yada.
Yada yada.
So we're
Understood that
gonna.
reference.
Thank you, Cap. So we're gonna body yada 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 over and do some updates on maybe like 4 of the bigger cinema news that hit at CinemaCon recently, and I'm going to cover 2, and Miss Amy will cover the next 2, and we'll talk from there regarding that. Okay,
And then if anybody complains, we can talk about that too. But we're not
Oh.
talking about people pooping in beds.
we're not talking about that. No, the only reference we're going to make is that we are Team Click. We are Team Kevin Nash. That's where we are. Okay,
You are team.
we are
scares
Team
me.
Kevin Nash.
What would you do
That
if
is
he
not a
was?
royal we.
What would you do if he was
No
in
one
your
is-
room right now?
Kevin Nash?
Yes.
I would let
throw
him
him-
do the jackknife powerbomb on me
Would
and then pin me.
I would press the button on my scream canister, open it, and then throw the canister at him.
Big sexy Kevin Nash, aka Diesel, aka the Super Shredder, aka one of the
That'd be-
movers in Grandma's Boy, all that.
Oh, thank you. Not for
You don't like
me.
Kevin Nash? You don't like Kevin Nash?
Not for me. No, thank you. I don't like.
Would he do the French
Thank you.
exit with you?
Hold on. Wait, hold on.
Steve,
This-
we've established this.
hold on.
Hey, news. Cinemacon news.
Disliking a click
Cinemacon
member. Disliking a click
Cinemacon-
member is an
Cinemacon-
issue with me. I'm sorry. We're gonna take a
Cinemacon
moment.
Cinemacon news.
What would Triple H say about this? Oh, man.
Yeah, I know what Triple H would say about this.
Take about
Yeah, yep.
Okay.
Yep.
So first up in the news,
That's
we
not- that's
have-
not coming from a mile away.
we are talking about what Sony released. Now they actually released 2 topics, 2 movies. One is a comic book movie, the other isn't. But I'm excited about the non-comic comic movie more than the comic book movie. So I'll just say that one real quick. Venom 3.
Eh.
There'll be a third Venom. Yes.
Is it called the
Sounds like-
Venoming?
It's Venom 3. Let there be more carnage.
It's probably says back in blacker suit. Because they just can't get
Thoroughly
they
Venom.
they had maximum carnage waiting there for them. They're like, nope, let there be carnage. Like,
Yep.
what name? Who would do this to us? Who
Venom
would
3.
do this to us?
More Venomer. Antic Fire. Steve's would want him to dress up as a Super Shredder and tell him, "Take me like a turtle." You know what? Maybe for the click. Yeah, for the click. Yeah.
Steve's,
Anyway.
Steve's, I'm producing.
Is that
I'll
the-
I'll
that's
put the
the
chat
fans on
stuff up
the
there.
page?
He's
to see that
gonna
one.
tell you. You need to
I
stop.
I saw that one.
Stop
I had to see
engaging
that
with
one.
the chat.
I had to see
These,
that
these
one.
will be after the news, everyone in the chat. But spam away. Spam questions away.
So Cinemacon.
So Venom 3, Venom 3, bigger and blacker, whichever one it is.
It's probably V3N. Right?
It'll be a 3Vs. I don't know. But the other one I'm more excited about, of course, is the follow-up to Ghostbusters Afterlife.
We didn't even talk about the drop for the other Spider-Man and Spider-Verse.
Yeah, Beyond the Spider-Verse.
Title release.
They pushed it back, right? That they pushed it back, yeah.
Well, they pushed it back and they named it.
Is the third one.
Oh, that well, I know about.
They pushed back the second one, and then they released the name for the third one.
Yes, yes. I'm still upset.
You're still upset.
Need to paint her nails.
Sign language. Sign language.
Your nails. I saw you said your nails.
Yeah, I need to paint my nails.
So yes, I knew about the date pushback. Did not know about that one. But again, 4 topics of news. I'm sorry. Hold on.
Ghostbusters. Hold on. To catch your breath, I do have to bring this up. Mamba says Triple H would say, "I am the game. I am the my heart, my heart." Is that too soon? I have no idea what that means. I have no idea what that means.
I'm gonna turn this way for a minute so I do not get that shake and I don't have to look at it.
Tom, you weren't. You probably weren't on that Nerd on Update episode.
I'm so sorry. Yeah. But I would say right now, you're giving me a. I feel like Chris Rock. You give me a Will Smith face. Don't do this. I just read the thing. You're just doing
to Black Diablo Mamba. Keep Triple H's name out your fucking mouth, okay? Right? Triple H had to force himself into retirement because of a heart issue. He literally almost died on the hospital table. Black Mamba. Anyway.
Cinemacon?
Yeah.
Cinemacon.
Okay. Ghostbusters Afterlife will have a follow-up film. There will be a sequel to that one. You kind of knew that was coming if you did see Ghostbusters Afterlife. They had the end credits scene. They left you hanging with Winston being, well, spoiler if you haven't seen it yet. Give it 5 seconds.
Hold on.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. He hasn't seen it. Winston is rich. He helped fund.
That was perfectly timed. Good job, Tom. That's how we do.
He's a very rich individual now. He's been funding the Ghostbusters, and he's looking to bring them back. So I think we're going to be seeing a split in stories between Egon's granddaughter and her brother and friends, and the old school guys with Winston trying to start something with all of them and making divisions of Ghostbusters now. That's a guess.
Could it be called Ghost Backers since they're back?
Sure, maybe.
Steve is done. Steve is done.
Name change, I guess. I thoroughly enjoyed Ghostbusters Afterlife. It was a cool shout out to the first 2, and I am excited to see what they do with it from here because I thought Afterlife was well done. I enjoyed it. So there's that. So I'm excited about that happening. And Paul Rudd supposedly will also be returning, which he was the keymaster in that one.
To make sure that I get on the same page, I need to see the first Ghostbusters, which I've seen. Thanks, Daddy.
Okay.
We can
Ghostbusters 2?
You don't have to. Look, we could just basically, he's seen the first one, so he can see skip 2016. Was it 16? 17?
Yes.
Something like that.
16
which I have because Apple gave it to everybody. So I have.
Much like the YouTube album. They just snuck
it in there. I didn't ask for it. I just have it. Right, so I just need to see one.
Yeah, the
Afterlife.
The director, Jason Reitman, who's the son of the original director,
Ivan,
he purposely only involved the first movie, but said that was done on purpose because if they did a follow-up, it would reference part 2. So that's why you only have to watch part 1 to see Afterlife.
But what if I watch all of the animated series?
Yeah,
the real Ghostbusters.
You could,
or the Ghostbusters, the Extreme Ghostbusters. How many cartoons do you need to watch?
The one.
Sorry, there was more than one series.
How about the comic books?
The one where Egon is blonde.
That's yes, the real Ghostbusters.
And then the thing, the little thing is like a slider. They just slide.
Where they got the actor who sounds like Bill Murray, who also voiced Garfield, to be Peter Venkman in the cartoon.
They got Chris Pratt.
Not him. No, wrong Garfield.
You just
So
breaking them over the coals.
Ghostbusters Afterlife getting a follow-up. I'm excited about it, and the other's Venom 3 too.
Afterlife.
Yes, sure. We were not aiming in the titles. The other news article I was going to drop, for the love of God, comes from also from Variety, and it's from the camp over at Warner Brothers. Should not be shocking. Should not be surprising.
No.
Shouldn't?
Okay, I know what you're going to say. This is so
it should not be.
Part 2.
No.
Oh.
We are getting
Wonder Woman 66.
69.
I was going to say it. Yeah. Thank you, Tom.
And then the fourth one is going to be Wonder Woman 420.
420.
And then it'll be Wonder Woman Rebirth.
Yes, I like all of that. Patty, get on that.
She's
Warner Brothers.
Star Wars stuff. Leave her alone.
That's right, she is. Warner Brothers has greenlit a sequel to The Batman. I'm happy that's happening.
Do you hear that? No one was surprised.
No one was surprised.
Well,
that's
the crazy. Set him up for 3.
Huh?
Yeah.
They already set him up for 3. Like, who was expect? Oh, we're announcing that there's going to be a second one. We already knew. You got him greenlit for 3. Like,
well, that was the thing where everyone's like,
confirmed.
Like even if it bombed, you were like, no,
it was gonna happen. Yeah.
This is literally the poster boy.
There was nothing stopping them. It made $760 million worldwide. Every critic, it got 85% from critics, 87% from fans, A- on Cinema Score. It hit everything that it needed to eliminate any obstacles of there being a sequel. Of course, it brings back Pattinson, Kravitz, and Mr.
Farrell.
Oh my God,
Paul?
no. Well, yeah, he's in. Yes.
Keegan.
No, we always.
Yeah.
Well,
Oh right. Right.
Commissioner. Thank you.
Jeffrey Wright.
Jeffrey Wright. Commissioner Gordon. Jeremy Wright. God,
Jeffrey.
Jeremy Wright.
It's Jeffrey.
Wright.
Are you talking about the Penguin? Not the
I keep saying
Penguin.
Jeremy.
He's not back.
He is getting his. He might be because he's getting his own HBO Max series. Colin
Penguin.
Farrell is
Oh.
coming back
yeah,
to be Penguin
yes,
in his
yes.
series. Yeah.
It's Colin Firth. I thought it was Colin Firth the whole time.
Colin Firth.
Colin Firth is King's Speech.
No.
Colin Firth.
Oh,
right.
And
King's
that-
Man.
King's Man.
Speech. Mhm.
Tom, I
Pride
saw
and
something in the
Prejudice?
chat. I saw something in the chat.
Prejudice,
Yeah. Everyone hydrate
Love
if
Actually.
you got a thing.
It's not. It's water now. It's not. I ran out of alcohol.
Ingest liquid.
Yes. I did see a tweet where someone says, "Why didn't you just get Richard Kind to be Penguin?" And I'm like, "Yeah, he looks like him, but he'd be too nice to be Penguin." Why are you after me? I don't know what's going on. Take it
What
away.
are you showing me?
What are you
But I mean, that's
Pretty good.
that's the thing. You don't cast just on looks. You cast for the
Yeah,
performance.
he'd be too nice of a guy to be Penguin. He can't be Oswald. I'm hoping, again, I think Tom and I have chatted about this before, if we got to pick what the next 2 movies would be in this Matt Reeves story.
It would be you and you.
Yes. I would, villain-wise, I would want either a two-parter that involves the Court of Owls the entire time, or
Ooh, yeah.
second movie is Mad Hatter, and his story leads slightly into the Court of Owls, and then we get a whole Court of Owls finale in the third movie. So like the second one is Mad Hatter, but then it ends up being the Owls as well, and then the third one is all Owls versus the Bat. Because those to me, because those are 2 villains that have not been featured in any Batman movies yet. Let's incorporate villains we haven't used already, and also those 2 feel like they would fit the detective style that this movie had, where it'd be Mad Hatter with his dream world, and the Court of Owls always having the upper hand on Bruce after all these decades of being Gotham. He never knew about them. That would be some good mind games to play on Bruce Wayne. I think Mad Hatter and the Court of Owls would be the way to go with those.
We got a question.
What about Kite Man? How do you feel about Kite Man?
Do you know about?
Yes.
He's in Peacemaker.
Do you know about the news with that?
King Clock.
I did hear they're doing a Kite Man, aren't they?
The Kite Man's getting a spin-off series from Harley Quinn.
Yeah, that's right.
And it's going to be following his adventures trying to buy the what's that when you buy a place, like a business, you buy the lease, you buy the deed, trying to buy the deed to Noonan's, the bar. But there's a question in the chat for the Batman. What about Hush?
Yeah, I was just.
Ooh.
Is there? And because I watched it twice. I watched it twice.
Animated Hush.
Well, in the
movie,
film,
in the
there's literally
Batman.
like a newspaper clipping. It's like hush money,
It's hush. Yeah,
and
yeah.
then the reporter is Thomas Elliot, and I believe Thomas Elliot Jr. is the hush villain. I forget his the dad's name, but if you know the character storylines and all that stuff.
See, I'd be okay with Hush. If you don't do Mad Hatter, Hush should be fine. But I would really like to see the Court of Owls featured in this bat world.
I do like the conversation.
T-Dog thinks that Condiment King it should be
Condiment King all day.
I'd be about that.
Yes. I want to see the mustard gun.
But the thing is, look how the Riddler, this dude that got a green suit and question marks all over, wears a domino and has a cane, turned into like this creepy trash bag wearing killer.
Zodiac
what would
killer.
the Condiment Man turn into? Condiment King.
So dirty, we don't want to think about it.
I feel like he would just like mustard
he'd always be glistening with some sort of mustard or ketchup at all times. On his face always. That's his makeup. Is ketchup and mustard just on his face.
Just Scoville
units. Get some stuff on your face. I know.
Tom,
I know. I always do.
See everything everywhere all at once. This hurts my heart.
Just relish in his hair. Relish all over his hair. He takes a hot dog and just
Tom gets my jokes. Tom gets my jokes.
You guys won't understand.
Hot dog fingers. I got it.
No, so much more than that. So much more than that.
You don't know how the sex with it looks like.
I'm intrigued.
It's too sexy.
Anyway, so yeah, Greenlight for the Batman sequel, and I'm excited for it because I've now seen it. I've seen it once or twice on HBO Max as we speak. So. Those are my 2 bits of news. Cyclops, what do you got for the rest of us in Cinemacon?
This movie, man. Movie.
It's not going to work on me.
Yes, it will. It will. It will. It's moving on so many levels. If they don't
I mean you making comments is not going to work on me because I don't know.
I know. It's okay. That's why I left it alone. Anywho, so before, I guess I could save it for after Cinemacon news. It's still news. It's more locally based.
Okay.
But so starting off my block for Cinemacon 2020 news, 2022, 22, whatever. Anyway, of course.
Too many twos.
There's so many twos. 2022.
Too many questions.
Too many questions. I'm going to actually start off with a little bit of the Disney something that came out.
Do it.
So of course there was Monsieur Feige came through and was very, very excited and he told apparently everybody, buckle up as we take you on a whistle stop tour of what's coming out of the House of Mouse. The first one, of course, was a super exclusive sneak peek of Doctor Strange.
Yeah.
It already has $42 million in advance ticket sales.
Wow.
Yes. And let's just say that they have a giant board apparently already ready that is going to take them through the next decade, and they are unique and special, and they are meant for your theaters.
I knew it. I've always joked that they had like sticky notes in an office of 10 years of stuff planned.
Pixar did the same thing, but with napkins. Like, can you not expect it?
I knew
Next up, of course, they talked about the Black Panther franchise, but there was nothing like anything. They put it in the sizzle reel, but they didn't really put anything out there as an official teaser. And then these guys got the preview of the first 30 minutes of Lightyear. Not a joke.
30 minutes?
First 30 minutes, and apparently there was not a dry eye in the house.
Nice.
Like, yeah, that's coming from multiple people that were there. So as you know, 1995 Toy Story came out. We got introduced to Tim Allen's Buzz Lightyear, Star Command,
written by Joss Whedon. So I have to mention Pixar co-created by Steve Jobs. Like, you know, it's crazy to think about the history.
There's so much history. And there's also a lot of documentaries that you can totally watch about it too. But of course, this one is voiced by our own Captain America, Steve Rogers, Captain America, I will establish. Chris Evans. And so far, even from the bits that I've heard, he sounds like a young Tim Allen, which makes me super happy. And then they also, Taika is been snuck in there, and then apparently Zurg is played by Thanos
Black.
himself.
Oh, Brolin.
Josh Brolin. Yes.
Nice.
Oh.
Oh God, he has to spit out something that sounds like Thanos to Chris Evans's Lightyear.
Exactly, right?
Balance.
Like, there's no way you can't do it.
Like all things should be.
So we've got that one coming up, and then what was the other one? I know there was one more that I was forgetting. Oh, they also had a teaser trailer for Avatar, The Way of the Water.
The Way of the Water.
Avatar.
That
okay?
It's
because Schwarzenegger was giving an award to James Cameron because they collaborated on Terminator.
Yeah,
He's
many
my
times.
good friend in his film Avatar, and it's really good. This is really good.
Avatar, I like it.
Okay, can I be honest? I say this, and everyone thinks it's a meme. Everyone thinks it's a meme.
When are you not honest? Go.
I'm pretty honest. I'm pretty excited for Avatar, Way of Water, because it's such a hated franchise. It's not even a franchise, and everyone hates it so bad because it was Dances with Wolves with Ferngully and Smurfs. I get it. But you know what? You know who's directing? You know who's directing the second movie?
It's not James.
Not me.
The guy who doesn't make bad sequels.
James Cameron. You're right. Yep.
Every sequel he's made just a giant franchise out. So I'm just like,
He's
okay,
right.
time out.
That's true. James Cameron does good sequels.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's just like.
Well, he also got his own like land in Disney World
for one movie.
Yeah.
For
one movie.
Aliens, Terminator 2. Yep.
Like
whoa. It's Alien.
No. Aliens.
First movie. So it's the Aliens franchise. Aliens is the second movie.
I'm talking about the sequels. Man.
That's fair. All right. I'm sorry. I apologize. I thought for a second that it was your old man brain.
No, I know the franchise is Alien, but he did the second one, which is plural.
Yeah,
it's
just also with more film news. Justin Lin has stepped down as Fast 10's director. And
hold on, pause. Okay, go ahead.
There's a lot of breathing from you today. Do you need a drink?
That's a big thing. Justin Lin did like 4 or 5 Fast and Furious movies.
I know, but do you need a drink?
And so the number of how much money he has like kind of produced for the franchise is $1.9 billion. Just that being said, right? That's over the course of like 5 movies. Mm-hmm. James Cameron did that with 1 movie. So it's again, I'm just like, what else do you have to say in Avatar? Nothing. So why is there 4 sequels? That's why to me I'm like, I don't know. I don't know what's gonna happen.
I've said jokes here and there. We'll talk shit, but when that movie comes out, it's gonna erupt the box office. It's going to be huge when Avatar.
Zoe Saldana will be
the Way of the Water.
The most valued asset in the entire world. She'll be part of every most powerful franchise in the world.
Franchise gold. Zoe Saldana.
Just need to put her in a Star Wars and we're out.
Yeah.
But that's all I'm gonna say about Avatar.
So I have an Avatar question.
There's a query from the.
They live on a planet named after a music act.
No. I've seen the movie.
Napster?
Okay, good.
Twice.
Okay. Napster.
Both in theaters. So it's been a while. But in Avatar: The Last Bender, aren't there water people? So isn't the title confusing?
Yes.
I've not seen Avatar: The Last.
I have to remove. Hold on. I gotta remove my other headphone for a second.
I'm still laughing at Napster. That was good.
What have I done?
They live on Napster.
I can't hear you. This is...
now.
For the love of God.
Make fun of Kevin Nash. Oh, yeah. Mock Kevin Nash.
I will say no, because I remember I share Amy's pain of I remember like Avatar: The Last Airbender was like popping off, and then all of a sudden you see this blue ass shirt at Hot Topic. It was like that says Avatar. It's like that's not Avatar though.
It's not Avatar.
This was Avatar, but now the Avatar the Airbender movie has come out. It's just called The Last Airbender, and I'm just like
right.
So it's real pain. That's
which
real
also
pain.
wasn't great from what I understand.
No.
So
From what? Yeah, don't.
If it if it was
don't see
successful,
that
it
one.
would be bigger than Harry Potter.
Yes, yes. If it
No.
had been done right
We can
and
see
it was
that.
successful, if it had been done right, it would be like a sleeper cult,
Ooh.
like legitimate.
I
Everybody would love
don't even think sleeper cult. I think it would be like
It would
giant.
blow
There'd
it
be
up.
like place like everyone would be looking to buy it. Like Paramount would have their whole like Universal Studios would have their whole spot
Yeah.
for it. Like
Oh, that'd be so
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah.
I could buy cactus juice.
my
That'd be so nice.
my cabbages. Anyways,
Sorry.
sorry.
Anyway,
Avatar.
Cinemacon. Avatar. Yeah, Cinemacon.
But Napster. Yeah.
Napster. Now I'm gonna dip my tippy toes into a subject that I, of course, am not the most versed at this table. But I want to bring up Halloween Ends, of course, the mother we all deserve,
Tell him.
Jamie Lee Curtis,
Tell him, Amy.
came and
That's how she wins me back. That's how Amy
yes,
wins me back right here.
slowly but surely.
What is happening?
What is that noise?
Is there a dishwasher going on?
Oh, it was Mandy.
Live television. Live
Live
television.
television. Yes. So Jamie Lee Curtis came out
Garbage
and
disposal.
last. I thought someone was like, that
Not,
was bad.
not,
someone's dead.
Not a commentary on how we feel about Halloween. Just to clarify,
Okay, all right.
it was an accident. Yeah.
To be fair, Halloween never is
Yeah,
gonna
yeah.
end. They're just gonna reboot it, say a new timeline.
Okay, but this
Oh,
story. Stop!
No,
Stop!
this is
Stop
the
yucking my yum. All right.
So, Jamie Lee Curtis, of course, showed up to CinemaCon to tease
Yes.
Halloween Ends. She
Mm.
also happened to bring in 2 San Antonio Alamo Draft House workers to thank them for keeping movie theaters alive. But she started out before they did the trailer with dropping out, "Mama's getting tired," and I'm like, yes, it's okay. She goes, "Oh, don't worry, it's gonna be fine." Nah, it's gonna bleep you up.
Yes,
And
it
you're
is.
just you're like, oh. So of course the trailer, the first look trailer, it had some of the original footage from '78 where we first.
Evil dies tonight.
And then we jumped to 2022, of course, with Halloween Kills, where she was still in the hospital. And then apparently they had a massive fight sequence between Michael and Laurie, and it ended, of course, with the shape below her and Laurie standing over him with a knife. So, but also she was talking about movie theaters, so she rounded everything out with thanking the guys from the Alamo Draft House, but she also said why movie theaters have meant so much to her. When you scream louder when people are near you. When you feel something, you feel deeper when other people are right next to you. You don't get that experience with movies in your living room. You get them in movie theaters. I cannot say enough. I'm definitely scared of horror movies, and I've fallen in love with the one and only final girl to my heart. So Halloween Ends does hit theaters on October 14th of this year.
Yes.
And come rain or come shine, I will be watching it with people.
I read some more on that scene where like Michael throws Laurie across the room. Laurie stabs him through the hand.
Can
Final
someone
showdown.
Can someone get a Steve's a towel?
Too late.
It's not
It
a
is
Steve's,
too
it's
late.
Mandy.
I'm glad
It's
you
all
wore the
Mandy.
white pants.
Joke's on you. I'm not wearing pants.
Glad you're sitting on the brown chair.
So
Yeah. So Halloween, and on April 30th, we're halfway to Halloween. So just to let
Yes, we
everybody
are.
know,
Yes, we are.
if you're planning.
And I think that if anyone has any concerns of potentially the viability of Laurie Strode, Jamie Lee Curtis having a good fight scene in this film, Amy, I think you know where I'm going with this.
Yes.
Everything, everywhere, all at
Yes.
once.
It's so far away.
There is I didn't expect it when Jamie Lee Curtis was there in the theater while I was watching it, and I was like, oh, she's in this movie, and then you don't expect that there are going to be some fight scenes in here, and I'm confident in Jamie Lee Curtis's ability to convey a very convincing fight, so that'd be really cool.
I did see the behind the scenes on Instagram of her and Michelle Yeoh filming their scene. and they were having fun with it. It was funny. She did fight Michael in Halloween 2018, so I mean there was that too.
Yeah. That was
they went blow to blow.
Yeah, that would have been made 4 years. Yeah, 4 years. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but no, it was funny watching them film their choreography for everything,
everywhere,
all at once. Is that it? Does that cover our topics?
No.
Oh, we got one more.
I got one more for Cinemacon, and then I got a little bit of local news, which is some mad props and shout-outs to people.
Show us, Amy.
No,
the next story. The next story.
So, of course, because
this isn't that kind of show.
Nope, it is not. There's only one way, if it is not through Laurie Strode, to get to the heart of the Azorian one, and that is to bring up Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson.
So I thought it was donuts, but that's good to know.
Donuts.
It's on the list.
That's what he's cooking.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's on the list.
He's cooking donuts.
Yeah. That's what you smell.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's starting to. So of course we have Super Pets coming out. Personally, I don't want to see it.
No, it was the movie everyone was asking for.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, because that's,
wait, what?
Because we were all like, man, remember that one movie by Illumination Studios that we wanted Louis C.K. to reprise his role in? Now we got the DC version of it.
We got this one.
Okay.
That's what we wanted.
Nope.
Plays Crypto, Manderson.
Crypto.
Oh no, I got that.
So he started out with saying, like, they had him on a screen. It looked like he was in Hawaii. And surprise, he wasn't. He came out. Yes, he came out onto the stage and there was like, oh my gosh, it's The Rock. So he got a little anecdotal.
That's what I do when I see The Rock.
Yes, you do.
Me too.
I thought you smell.
They did.
That too.
I mean, as long as somebody's cooking.
Mm-hmm.
But usually it's The Rock. Anywho, they dropped that new look for Super Pets, and that is opening on July 29th. But then, of course,
Men in Black.
They might have gave a little trailer, a little something to a little project called Black Adam.
Yeah, buddy.
And so The Rock discussed the idea that he'd been wanting to do Black Adam for the last decade, and he's called Black Adam the Dirty Harry of the superhero world.
I like that.
Can agree.
Mm-hmm.
And then, of course, he has a character that's like, heroes. Somebody was saying to
Dr.
him
Fate.
in the trailer here, heroes don't kill people. He's like, well, I do. You're right. It is Dr. Fate. Oh God, Dr. Fate.
Pierce Brosnan.
Dr. Fate. Sorry,
No.
But he produced and stars in Black Adam, and so we're supposed to be seeing that one come October 21st of this year. And Rock was noted to have said that this is the power shift in the DC universe, which most of us that are comic book readers have an understanding of that. But for him to come out and say it and get people hyped, you know how it goes.
Mm-hmm. I mean, there's
also his producing power in the DC.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm just like, I'm really hoping that they break $1 billion and then people are just like Black Adam everything, like Deadpool everything, like, you know, whatever, or like Guardians of the Galaxy everything. But it's like, I don't know. Like Flash is gonna have a multiverse thing that got delayed.
Somebody kept getting arrested.
Yeah, they need a lot of help apparently, and I'm just like, maybe The Rock just punches the multiverse and it's like, I'm the only thing here. I don't know.
Like Deadpool kills the Marvel universe.
Yeah,
but it's Black
Adam kills the DC universe.
Well, no, it's like Black Adam does Superboy Prime and like literally punches through a multiverse. It's like, my multiverse now.
My multiverse now.
Yeah.
I am curious with it now since Shazam got moved up.
Shazam!
And Rock is also producer of Shazam. He'll be in December, Black Adam in October. Will we have more of a connection between the two now they're so close together? Will there be an end credit scene?
Apparently,
in one of those movies?
Apparently there was thoughts that a lot of reshoots that were happening was to coincide that Black Adam and Shazam might have post-credit scenes connected to each other. Apparently the word is that they won't actually fully meet until Shazam 3. Rumor.
Oh, okay.
Same thing with like the Batgirl and Flash and Aquaman reshoots. They're all happening around the same time, and since all Gotham-based stuff is shooting out of Glasgow now, who knows? Who knows?
Yes, and that 10-year comment all goes back to that. I've talked to Tom about this. That one day in Hawaii where Henry Cavill came to visit and talk to Dwayne, and the two of them are having tequila right there, and that's where it's believed the deal was made, where Henry Cavill was now represented by Danny Garcia, and she's now his agent, and it was supposed to be that what was setting in motion that would keep Henry as Superman, with Rock being Black Adam. And now here we are 10 years later. Maybe it's happening.
I mean,
maybe.
And this is the thing, too. Warner Brothers Discovery now. And David Zaslav had said that he was very unhappy with the fact that certain characters, such as Superman, had just been left out to languish. And Henry Cavill has not been in any bad press. There's no defamation trial. There is they're not
loved being Superman.
They're not being arrested in Hawaii.
No, he had a great time wearing the cape. He loved it.
And he can still reload his arms.
Yes,
the guy's still jacked and young.
And you know, there's not an announcement that Toby Emmerich is going to has gotten fired yet, but his contract does end, I think, this year. What if the hierarchy of the DCU just changed? And Zaslav said he's looking for more of a business-minded person, not
Seven Bucks Productions now running the show for DC.
Who knows? Who knows?
From WWE champion to running a studio. Who knows?
So that's what I've got out of Cinemacon.
I mean, that's a lot of Cinemacon, and it's not even done yet.
It's a good chunk.
Yeah, it's a good chunk.
It ended on what is today, the 28th. So it ends tomorrow.
It's tomorrow. Okay, we'll see what comes out tomorrow.
Yep.
We'll see what happens.
And I have one local shout out that I would love to It ties into movie.
The floor is
news.
yours. Do it.
So, if you are from the Sacramento area and you've had the opportunity to visit any number of cons, we have a local comic book guy called Dan Bethel. Dan Bethel has written a comic book for a couple of years called
Dan?
Long John. Super solid dude. Well, he finally gets to announce his comic Long John is in development as an animated series at FX.
Nice.
And it gets better because that sucker got picked up by Chris Pine's development company.
Ooh, I like that.
Dan Bethel.
So Dan Bethel, Long John, we get to see it. I am super flippin' excited. Dan is probably one of the nicest dudes ever. Super down to earth. And yeah.
Did we have him on the show like in the early days? We did, didn't we?
We had him at CrockerCon.
That's what it was, at CrockerCon. Yes, back in the day. Nice.
CrockerCon came through in April. He was there again.
Good for him.
It was raining, but good for Dan. We are so proud of you, my dude.
Well done, Dan.
Yeah.
Good news.
We'll have to have him on the show at some point.
We have to now. Again, a return episode.
Yeah.
Return of the Dan.
Do you have any more CinemaCon stuff, or should I start asking questions?
Those were our main chunks we were going to cover. This go ahead. Okay. Covered all our bases.
I don't know who can answer these questions. Anyone in the chat, you can ask all your comic book questions, comic book films, or even just favorite CinemaCon stuff that they can answer.
Or you can just ask questions and we'll roll with whatever.
Yeah, it could just be TV. It could be books. It could be anything. It doesn't have to be comic book stuff.
It could be what scotch does Mandy drink?
Yeah, McAllen.
Well, currently I have
love it.
Basil Hayden's whiskey.
Okay.
I have a single malt scotch called Oban.
Nice.
Top notch. And then I have a Tennessee-based bourbon. I can't remember what it's called, but it's really good. I bought 2 bottles because it was. I can grab it and show you, but
that's fine. It's fine.
But I make my I make my old fashions with the Basil Hayden's.
Nice.
Yep. Yeah, Basil Hayden is Corey's favorite.
It's solid. It's great.
And
not very expensive, which is what makes it even better.
I have a question from T-Dog.
What's up, T-Dog?
So this came actually at the beginning of the show.
If it's a question about Young Justice, I haven't been watching it, and I'm sorry, T-Dog.
That is the question.
Me too, also. Sorry.
A question for later.
I know that it's there.
Without getting into spoilers, how are you all liking season 4 of Young Justice? I can answer that question.
Go for it, Tom.
All right, go for it, Tom.
See, this is why I'm here. This is the only reason I'm here. I'm liking it. So for everyone who's listening, who's brand new to Young Justice, the first season follows Robin, Kid Flash, Aqualad, Aqualad, who is played by. It's embodied by Calderon and not Garth. So it's a different character who's Aqualad, Aqualad. And they build a team. They build pretty much the Young Justice team. It's not really a Teen Titans analog, but it actually does have a little bit more of the anatomy of what the original Teen Titans had, because it includes Superboy. So a lot of people are pretty familiar with the animated series Teen Titans, and we're expecting this. But this is actually pretty. First season, so good. Such like an espionage story. Second season, follow those characters 4 years later. We got to see Robin turn to Nightwing, and then characters developed and then get into relationships. And then we saw huge tragedy. Season 3, or at the end of season 2, is when they got canceled. So Greg Weisman and Brandon Weiss, I believe, they had no more show. They had no more show to do. And then fans rallied and binged and got season 3 back, and that was The Outsiders, and it followed new characters who do comprise of the Teen Titans. So you had Cyborg, Beast Boy, and it followed a lot more of the dealings of the new Genesis and the new gods and all the Jack Kirby stuff, where season 2 followed more of the Reach and Blue Scarab. But season 4 kind of went back to its roots and is now starting to just do these like little arcs. So it's like 3 episodes are all about Calderon, 3 episodes are all about Zatanna, 3 episodes are all about McGann, and
really?
it's really cool actually. And the thing is that it's fun. You could feel like there's a little bit of a check marky thing where they do want to like explore characters and their sexualities and their gender identities. But it to me, I don't feel like it's so much like a virtue signal. It's much more of like we'll let audience members experience these characters in more open ways, because we see Dick and Barbara, we see McGann and Superboy, but now let's play with Calderon, and let's have other characters who are actually in I don't know how to say a polygamous relationship where there's multiple partners. Polyamorous relationship. Yeah, and so it's like, oh, it's interesting, and I think it's cool just to see like, oh well, it's much more character based and not so much more plot based like season 3 was, where that's what we loved about season 1 and 2. I see a question.
Tom is loving it.
I am liking it. I see some new questions in here. I see one from 1992 Johnny Horror. Question: is it still a green light that they are going to be a new Spawn movie?
I actually just looked that up.
Thank you for checking on that one.
It has been delayed like crazy.
Ooh.
Pandemic didn't help.
Todd.
Todd is saying it's now or never, because he says now is the perfect time for Spawn to happen. With success of Venom and those movies out, he thinks that now is the perfect time for Spawn to come out.
The best time. That's how he sounds.
Yes. Blumhouse is the company in charge of production, who is of course also in charge of Halloween and quite a few other films. They're like basically they're the horror A24. Their horror movies have been low budget.
Horror.
Well, Blumhouse is only horror. A24 doesn't only do horror.
True.
But they've just had really good success with their horror movies lately, and they were in line to produce Spawn with Jamie Foxx attached to play Spawn. But it's been experiencing crushing delays, and there is still no word on whether the Spawn reboot film is well and truly alive. Well, that is according to Screen Rant.
Well,
as of April 17th.
The thing is, like, yeah, Spawn, it's an indie, quote-unquote indie comic, right? But, like, I think the uphill climb is that Todd McFarlane wrote his own screenplay. And, like, no shade... fuck shade. J.K. Rowling wrote the screenplay for the last 2 movies of Fantastic Beasts.
She also had Steve Kloves come in and fix because she messed it up and it had a year delay.
Yeah.
And Lord knows that.
Yeah, and so like
opinions on that one.
And that's the thing where I think if any studio is kind of smart, they have like, hold on, like it's hard to like. Book writers are you can't just say like I write movies so I could write a book. I write books so I could write a movie. Those are different mediums.
Yeah.
Like I can't I write films. I can't just like I'm gonna just jump into writing animation. Like it's hard. Animation's its own genre, its own medium, and so like it's having Todd McFarlane as a name close in. It sounds good, but also you kind of see what happens every time Jeff Johns is part of the writing process. It all goes to shit. I
actually I found Todd's full quote. I'm not going to butcher his impersonation because I'll ruin it. But he said something is going. We're spawning. Something's going to get in the next few months, right? There's too many people pushing in that direction. Again, I've got a call later today on that very subject. This is again April 17th. You can imagine Spider-Man makes $1 billion and everybody I mean, they were already crazy. Now they just got twice as crazy. I mean, they got crazy when the only movies that were making money were superheroes, and then Venom goes and rocks it, and then Spider-Man comes in and obliterates it. So now they're almost singular in the mindset of what kind of ideas they've got. I can totally hear Todd saying all this. So something has to happen. We'll never get to the top of the mountain if we can't do it now, with everybody wanting to do it now. Fingers crossed, I would say it's now or never. There's from the Todd father himself regarding his beloved creation. Spawn.
I mean, that's the thing. You'd have to imagine that, I'm Todd McFarlane, and he goes to a studio. He's like, I got my boy Spawny, but he's got the script. The studio, who he wants them to have to produce it, they're probably like, well, we want to have our director, and then that director is going to be like, well, I want to have my writer who writes the way I like to direct, and I want to have my producer, and I want to be able to do what I want to do. And then Todd's like, it's my character, and then you're like, well, no shit, it's gonna have a lot of
Delays.
problems. So it's gonna be really hard, and it's gonna be I mean, to me, the thing is it's always crazy to hear how the Mortal Kombat movie was directed by two directors who never directed a movie ever, and it's taking that giant risk, and even Spider-Man, Homecoming, John Watts did one feature movie before that movie, so Ryan Coogler did Creed and Fruitvale Station before that, but even then he was seen as kind of almost a nobody. So it's really hard to see what studio is going to put their money and faith in all that stuff, especially knowing I think that Spawn could be its own franchise.
Oh God, yeah.
Very true.
But do we have
with the freedom of being rated R and going as far as they want?
Yeah. And also, so Blumhouse is involved?
Blumhouse is the production company behind it.
They like to go on the low end. They don't like to go over $100 million, so
nope,
it's hard.
They do not.
We got time for more questions. How much time do you guys got?
We got time.
Okay,
maybe 2 more. It's 2 more questions.
So this first question is gonna be really short. T-Dog82.
So maybe 3 questions.
Yes, we could do. Yeah. So we could do after this one 2 more. T-Dog8282 asks this question. Now for the real question: how do other hosts like Tom's orb?
Orb?
I didn't ask.
I'm pro orb.
I have an orb here.
Amy, you haven't seen the orb?
I don't know if I have.
Tom,
this is
show Amy your orb. There it is. Yes.
What does this orb do?
Just look into the orb, Amy. Amy, look into the orb.
It just.
Why always
focuses.
The questions? Just look at it.
Also, has this turned?
Just focus on it. Well, again with the questions.
Yeah, it's been changing colors.
Anyways, so next question.
It's a Nerd On update staple. God damn
it. Next question. If they got one more question in the chat, we can ask that after this. But this question here comes from Black Diablo Mamba, who asks, which lantern ring would you choose? Quickly, first come, first serve. You can't choose the same one, someone else, then explain.
White.
What would be your first act with said ring?
Shenanigans. Let's be honest.
What?
The very first
Shenanigans? You bring people back to life. How are you going to do shenanigans?
She's right.
You could only do good things. I don't know.
Exactly. It's shenanigans. Let's be honest. Okay, the first thing that happens when you put on that ring, what's the very first thing that happens?
Putting on a white suit.
You get you get a change of costume.
Yeah, okay.
So that's the very first thing that happens. Hard stop right there. Next thing, shenanigans. It's gonna be good, but it's gonna be bad in all the best ways. I can bring people back from the dead. I'm just gonna be like, I want you, and I want you, and let's be honest, we all need Chadwick Boseman. So,
Yeah,
that
I
is
was
the
gonna
greater
say
good.
like I might
That
I
is
was
the
thinking
greater
Stan
good.
Lee, but
like well, that's the thing where
I
it's
could do
like
Bruce.
there's like a responsibility, right? Because like to me, like someone that's like really close to me, it would have been like, what if I go check out like Chester Bennington? But I'm like, I don't know if you want to come back, you know? Or it's like, but like
yeah.
most people would probably think, what about Robin Williams? You know, it's
Well,
like,
see, and that's the question of like, that's where you come into that the free will concept.
yeah.
Like when I say
Mm.
shenanigans, I'm like, I would do it for giggles. But there's people that I understand and I know that do not want to be
Which to me, I feel like
and are you subverting their
yeah. Are
will
you
and their
taking that
choice
choice away?
by taking? Yep.
Right. Yeah.
So
It's like being born into this world. You had no choice, and so
yep.
like to me, if I go to Ron Williams, I'm like, I wish I could be like, do you want to come back? And I could just hear like yes or no. It's like no. It's like okay, cool. I don't want to.
Cool,
But if you say
cool,
yes,
Cool,
then
cool,
maybe,
we good? We good? We
maybe,
good? Yeah, having that opportunity. Not that I'm like I want to control everything, the power of life and death in my hands. It's understanding where there's people that you're like, you really didn't want to go,
like Kobe.
and that it was
Yeah.
it was a flash moment. It was a moment in time, and the
It's getting
question is
deep.
like, so, but yeah. So
Could you bring Triple H's heart back?
Go damn.
He didn't die.
No, I know, but his
No,
heart,
but
his
here,
heart would be.
no. We'll do one. We'll do one because Mandy's being a butthead to me, and I saw that Black Mamba had thrown into the chat about the Nerd on Crusaders D&D. I want my freaking original character back. You
No.
dirty man, dirty man.
Alright.
What rings
Sorry.
would a Steves and Manderson have? Or
Blue.
quick,
Which one mentioned?
Mandy's got
Blue.
blue.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hope.
Because
Oh.
blue embodies hope, and
Saint Walker.
in my experience, hope is something that people overlook, and a lot of times in storytelling and movies, comics, whatever, you have that one villain who just takes a crap on hope, and the hero has to overcome that. But like
I will
in
give the people of Gotham hope.
the real world, hope is something that we are desperately lacking. And so having that ring and the power to inspire and bring hope, and in a way, like the unique thing about the Blue Lantern ring is there is no offensive capability unless a Green Lantern's around. So so you inspire hope in a way that is non-combative, non-aggressive. It is all inspiration and something that is more authentic than offensive capabilities can bring from other rings and their powers.
You just want to be the bard
And-
of the lanterns.
Yeah.
You want to be a bard of lanterns.
And
You get
blue.
inspiration, and you get inspiration.
You get inspiration.
Here's a D10 for you.
Yes, all day, Mandy, all day.
Yeah.
But yeah, just that idea of being able to inspire hope through, and just having that power, because that's something that I try to do anyway. But having a ring would just be sweet. That's the one lantern ring I have a replica of in my office, is the Blue Lantern ring, because hope is huge, and we don't embrace it enough in our world, I think.
Well,
Nice.
that's what rebellions are built on.
That's true. It's time to, maybe I'll just start a rebellion.
I choose Violet.
Oh.
Saw that come. Okay, and
Wait,
why?
wait.
Wait.
Violet's the
It's not
Star
even-
Sapphire, or do you mean Indigo?
I
No,
think
Violet,
he's
Violet.
doing the stars. Oh, I thought you were doing the Star Sapphire.
No, Violet Lantern ring is love.
Yeah,
But
that's
yeah,
Star
that's
Sapphire.
Star Sapphire.
Yeah.
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 Yeah,
Okay.
you're Carol Ferris.
Yeah, just love. Just all the love.
Okay. Well, so wait, hold on. What's the
Yes,
first thing that
first
Manderson
love.
does?
Love me.
Oh man, that's hard. I mean,
He gives everyone a D10 of inspiration. Some
Yeah.
inspiration. You get some.
you get some inspiration.
I-
You get.
Just like
I
that.
get a fancy blue suit.
Yep.
I don't know. I don't have like a first thing. I have more of like a long-term plan of what I do with this blue ring.
Okay.
I like
okay.
that you
I'm
have
not
a
ans-
long-term
I'm sorry.
plan.
Black Diablo Mamba. This is a great question. I'm not answering it the way you intended, but I appreciate the conversation that's come of this question.
Steve's, what's the first thing you do with your Star Sapphire? Which is not a ring, isn't it? Isn't it like a jewel that goes on a thing?
No, it is a ring.
Okay.
I think. Pretty sure. The only one that's not is the indigo. They have like those. They all get stabs or something.
We don't trust him with pointy objects.
What are you doing, Steve's? Yeah. Love potion number 9.
Love. Spread love.
Oh, really? Love potion number 9? That's where you go?
I love the ending of that movie where I forget her name, where she takes the concentrated one and she just coughs, and then all the men just like hop on one leg, and then.
I love that the sound effect that when she has the love potion, the little weird tinkly bells. I'm like, yes, let's keep going.
So love, you spread love. That's it, Steve.
Just spread love.
And then everybody bows to his will.
Love.
No. Just love. Okay. Just love.
Okay. He just wants everyone to do the do. I think that's what's happening.
Bingo.
Just some
like that comic Amy mentioned earlier.
Some Cedric.
All of that. Everywhere.
Okay.
Like a Twitter timeline.
Like an OnlyFans line.
Well, it starts in Twitter, then it goes into OnlyFans.
Okay.
Well, we don't know with our new Overlord what that looks like, so.
I hope at least that part stays.
Is there any more queries?
Yeah. There's one last question. And I don't know if actually any of you can answer this. Because I don't know if you guys watch anime. But any interest?
I watch anime.
Oh, okay. Any interest in watching the new anime Love After World Domination?
I would like a brief synopsis of it, please, if you might,
yes,
so that I might make a decision.
T-Dog said that they would provide a description.
Amy almost, I felt like a spelling bee. Could you use a sentence, please?
Yes. There's a new show called Love After World Domination.
Definition, origin, use a sentence.
Origin? Country of origin?
For a ring, for me, I would say I would use... Man, come on, man.
Your classic Green Lantern.
Oh, wait.
I mean,
can we read what Black Diablo Mamba put out there?
Now I'm going
to have one.
Yeah.
Yep.
Now I'm going to say something that will make Steve respect me. I would choose the White Ring and bring back Andre the Giant and Owen Hart.
I want to throw in Eddie Guerrero.
Right.
And Eddie Guerrero.
Yep. You've redeemed yourself.
Just like what the White Rings do. Rise.
And Eddie, definitely with Eddie.
Yep. I mean, there's part of me that was
I'd like a brief synopsis on that.
Yeah, we need that anime, T-Dog. But that being said, I've been told green for me, but then like this part of me, it's like I want red. I want, if I take off the ring, my heart also rips out of my body, but also I go to people and I throw up red burning blood on them, and then also I hang out with a cat named Dexstar who's like abused, and then like he came back, he's like, I'm gonna kill some people. But then also red and blue are opposites, right? Like the blue will counteract my abilities.
So you never get to hang out with Mandy, or you get to hang out with him all the time?
Oh, wait a second. Is that what you're saying here? You don't want to?
No. But then if I'm green, then I'm super powerful.
That's right, yeah. We have to hang out all the time.
Yeah.
All the time.
But if I use black, then I can make zombies. Okay. So, Love After World Domination. This is an anime. Steve, I don't even know. Did you finish Death Note?
What's about this Love and After World Domination?
The leader of quote unquote Power Rangers. The leader of the quote unquote Power Rangers team falls in love and starts dating one of the generals of the evil team. Oh.
So Superbia. Sorry, there's a comic book that came out in mid-2000s called Superbia, and the concept was that the big hero, it was following the secret lives of different heroes as they were trying to have normal lives and normal relationships, and one of them, the Superman-esque character, ended up falling in love and marrying like I'm gonna call her Baroness, but I can't remember what her name was, but she was like G.I. Joe Baroness. And so they're struggling with that relationship because they're together and married, and oh, your husband's so great. And then everyone looks at her and is like, So how do you do what you're gonna do? Like, are you evil? Are you not evil? And so it's like balancing that.
So it's
So
Mr.
I'm
and
okay
Mrs.
with that.
Smith, but superheroes.
A bit,
Mm.
yeah.
Mm.
I'm okay with that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm game.
Interesting.
Just did when you said quote unquote Power Rangers, it reminded me of a story. I'm still marathoning season 1 of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers for my boys,
Yay!
and they're
Aww.
excited because I've talked about the Green Ranger, but they haven't seen him yet because Tommy didn't show up until like episode 16 or 17, and we're almost there.
That green
And,
candle.
and one of them asked, "Gee, I wonder how does the Green Ranger help the Power Rangers?" And I'm like,
He helps.
not in when he first appears. He bad when he first shows up.
He's a
He gonna
heel.
cause some yeah, he gonna cause heartache, chaos, and destruction. And I'm here for their faces when they realize that. I literally like made that face and
No, terrible. Oh, if
Heel
we're doing
Daddy, how
Ranger.
come you're not watching the TV? I just want to see your
and I've
reaction.
lived
I want to
it.
see what you guys do. I know what happens.
You do.
You watch Daddy's favorite as he takes them all out.
But that will be all of our questions.
I want to make a recommendation for anime if people want a slice of life that's super
Tell 'em, Amy.
adorable. Comey Can't Communicate. It is on Netflix. They got renewed technically for their second season, but it's a continuation of their first season. Please watch it in Japanese. No offense to the English
dubbers.
dubs. They did a great job, but there is so much extra character in just the Japanese voice acting. And it makes me super duper happy. So yeah, and then finish freaking Death Note. Come on, Steve's.
Yeah, come on, Steve.
I wish I would stop
Come
yelling
on.
at me on what to finish, what not to finish. You know, I'm just,
You-
How many
I got my
times did you
thing.
watch The Batman?
I saw
Oh,
twice. Okay.
How many
Yeah.
episodes
many?
of Death Note is? That's like at least
Let me
at
look
least
around
10
real quick.
episodes.
Let me look around real quick.
at least, yeah.
Oh yeah. This is my house. Okay. I'm gonna watch what I want to watch. All right.
Not for long.
I saw
And
Super
not enough.
Pumped. I saw The Dropout, and we're watching We Crashed. Okay.
Have you watched
Right?
Severance?
Huh? What? Yes, I did.
So you
That's
watched
good.
all of that?
Yeah,
I'm gonna buy
Yeah.
your house.
I did. Go
I'm gonna
ahead.
buy
go
your
ahead.
house.
Buy the bank, Bruce.
I'm gonna
Buy the bank.
Hey, as of right now, Batman's alive and Iron Man's not. So you know what?
I like them both.
Well, I'm just saying. I'm just saying. I'm
Just
buy
saying.
your house. Buy your house.
One saved the world. They both did. Whatever.
One will.
That was it.
One will.
Technically.
He'll die
One
too.
will.
When they restore that, he'll die at some point. All right. Well, that'll wrap you guys up. If you guys want to
Guys.
do the thing.
Guys.
Don't
People-
Diablo. Don't.
Oh,
No, people would be salty about that Death Note, bro.
I encourage you
can't.
to do that, Diablo.
So Mamba says, Steez, if you don't finish Death Note, I will say something bad again and make you feel disappointed in life.
You've already said the worst about Triple H. So, and along with Amy hating Kevin Nash
He just makes me uncomfortable.
because he's tall.
No. Well,
Is it the hair?
it
Yes.
might
Is
have
it
been the hair. It might
his
have been the
glowing
hair.
locks? Is it because he's called Big Sexy Kevin Nash?
That probably was it.
But
That
he
makes me
was.
uncomfortable.
But he was. I like that was. But he was.
In the 90s, he was a lady favorite. The ladies liked him.
And
Big Sexy
well,
Kevin Nash.
Yeah, and ladies
tall
loved
Shawn
him and
Michaels.
Girls could adore him. I like Shawn Michaels though. Like
He's this tall
I don't
version
want
of him.
I don't want a comparison. I don't want this
Click.
tall man, short man thing.
The click.
No,
The click.
he's very
Tom, I feel like we could just leave and they could continue. And it'll be
This
fine.
really is the old days of the Crusaders.
It pretty much is, except for the part where I'm gonna say next week is May the 4th. I will not be able to stream because I am manning a cafe and supporting people that are doing Star Wars trivia.
Oh.
Ooh, fun.
Sing us out, Steve's.
All
You
my
lost
bags are
that.
packed. I'm ready to go. Standing here beside your door.
Why are you-
Hate to wake you up.
Thank
say
you,
goodbye.
everyone. We stand for truth,
So
justice, and a
kiss
better
me
tomorrow.
and smile for me. Let me know you'll wait for me.
I like this version.
Hold me like you'll never Let me go. Because I believe in Armageddon. Anyway, truth,
On a jet plane.
justice, and a better tomorrow. We are the Capeless Crusaders. And you know what? Right now we can say it because it's dark outside and it's live. Good night.
Good night.
Oh my gosh.
Now we'll be in like this post-show mode where like
Now we're in post-show mode. Now we're in post-show.
So if people drop bits where you're highly recommended to, you would see that stuff. But yeah, now thank you everyone in the chat for sticking around. I know this is a little bit later than our normal shows, but the Crusaders.
That's how the Crusaders roll.
They do. They do. You know what? I'll say this. I made the joke of saying like, hey, you know, there's like how old days. Before it used to be like, hey Tom, get ready at 7. 9 o'clock rolls by. Hey, we're ready to go. Okay, cool. And then all of a sudden, like they're like, hey, we're still getting the audio stuff. Like, okay, cool. 10 o'clock comes by. Okay, now it's midnight. All right, cool. We're rolling, baby. We recorded a 30-minute episode.
Late nights at Empire's Comics.
That's how I first met Tom anyway.
Yeah.
He was like, what is? Look at this stuff.
Isn't it?
All over the wall.
All over the walls.
Sorry.
So many comic books.
Yeah.
Top shelf.
Yeah. Everyone, thank you for staying on. T-Dog, Johnny Horror, Mamba, Julie. We're all hydrating. Ethan, hope you got your lab done and all y'all stuck around. And thank you for the bits, Brad and Josh. Catch these lovely folk next 2 Wednesdays from now. Like Amy said, next 2 Wednesdays will be May 4th. So she cannot be on. But yes, Julie, this will be a regular every other Wednesday thing during our podcast hiatus. And you could catch this VOD on here and then on YouTube afterwards. So.
Catch our hot VOD.
And then I just have to ask Mandy if he can throw together a one-shot that I can come back for.
Yeah.
But you'd be proud.
Yeah.
You'd be proud of me because this prior Saturday... I had the wonderful opportunity to break in the Good Doctor's Christmas or birthday gift from his wife, which was Hero Quest, i.e., yeah, you know what Hero Quest is, don't you, Mandy?
Are those the little like clicks?
I like the sound of it.
So Hero Quest essentially was, I think, Hasbro's version of trying to put out a collected D&D set for you. So it comes with a battle map, full set of dungeon. It comes with all the miniatures, the board, full quest. Like, it's super, like, you can super get into a quick, like, campaign and keep on trucking.
Mm-hmm.
So I played a dwarf just for you.
Nice. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
We should do something. Although every time I do a one shot, ends up being 3 shots. So we'll see how that goes.
As long as I'm not dead in the river again, I'd appreciate that.
There might
calm
be...
down, you over there that couldn't like touch anything. Yeah, you're Batman. You're Batman.
We're in a forest somewhere.
The best thing.
Batman would just
a lot of water everywhere.
Yeah, that's pretty much what it was.
Apparently, the best thing about Hero Quest is the Barbarian.
The Barbarian was actually played by Eddie, and he named him Drizzle. He was Drizzle the Barbarian.
Drizzle. Sorry.
Drizzle.
Drizzle. But yeah, thank you everyone for the hosts that stayed up. Look, everyone, if you think the Nerd On has a tough time doing a show and scheduling things, all these hosts have kids. They have life forms that are dependent on them. So that's multiple.
Have 2 apiece.
That's two. That's more than That's more than I can carry.
And pets.
Yeah.
And pets. And plants.
So
one of them's staring at me right now.
Is Cal in the room?
Your
got his back turned to me, actually. No, not the pant. The cow.
Okay.
So wait, where's Sally?
She's outside. She'd be whining the whole time. No.
But I haven't seen her since she was tiny and floppy-eared.
She still has floppy ears.
He has a basset hound named Sally, by the way. That's that conversation.
So everyone.
If you didn't say that, it's just Sally. She's walking around the place. It's fine.
Yes, Tom. Where are your kids?
My kids are right here. They're called scripts, and I have to kill them all the time.
They got dark.
So everyone, go to the Discord, continue the conversations, bring your comic book knowledge, your questions, so ask for recommendations, all that stuff in the Discord, on Patreon, on their Instagram. And we'll see you guys next week on this show.
And I'm always down for some wrestle chat in that Discord too. Just tag me.
Hardcore wrestling.
Yes. Ask about those wrestling questions. But with that, I'm gonna do the Nerd On ending since Nerd On's presenting this.
Yes.
Here we go.
Everyone, you know the drill. As always, Nerd On.
Nerd on.
Nerd on.